Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today we're going to be playing some Stonehearth Alpha 14. Unfortunately, the game has updated. At the same time, fortunately, the game has updated. It's always a good thing and a bad thing when the game fully releases and forces the next alpha release upon us. That means, however, Junetown is no more. We can't go back to Junetown. The save is incompatible. So, sorry to everyone that was hoping to see a sort of beautiful, elegant desert city of some form. I'm really annoyed that we didn't get to make that sort of weird pyramid temple thing. That's just a shame. However, it means that we get to start off afresh and actually focus a little bit more on the gameplay, being that there are now monsters and evil critters and a lot more updates when it comes to the actual AI itself and how it interacts in a combat scenario, which should be quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. For those that are wondering, if you want to be named in this series, what I did in the last series was I used the names from the previous series to get a few of them down. I got most of them in there. So now I'm going to be accepting name requests. If you want to just ask to be a specific profession, it doesn't matter really. Just if you want to have your name in here, as long as it's not too profound. As long as it's not, what the hell would you say? Like profanity. What would it be? Profane? I don't know. Profanity. Just don't be rude, basically. Just not have a rude name, is what I'm trying to say. As for the kingdom that we want to go for, I think I prefer Raya's Children, or however it's pronunciated again, I can't remember. Just because they're a lot more difficult, since you don't get the saw straight away. It means you got to build up to it. It's more of a late game tech, which I think I definitely prefer. Now, we did do the desert before, but to be honest with you, I think I still prefer the temperate design, just because it's more varied. You get sort of nice lush hills, water, a varying degree in trees, and obviously land formations and all that lot. I just think it's a more interesting biome type. Desert, I think I've had enough of having sand stuck on my shoes, to be honest with you. It's just a little bit inconvenient. So we're going to go temperate. I think I prefer that. It's a nice mix as well. That background's really nice, actually, the way it forms. I never noticed that. And obviously, we are going to go for the normal gameplay. That is fantastic. So, they've added a few extra items to this. I think, well, have they improved the cost of the farmer's hoe and wood sword? I think they haven't, actually. I'm pretty sure it's always been about this much. But yes, there is a little bit more of a choice involved with it, I feel, when it comes to either going straight up Trapper's Knife or going for the farmer's hoe wood sword. And probably the herbalist staff. The herbalist is basically a healing class. You don't regenerate health nearly as much as you used to now. I should have really done an update video, but to be honest with you, I've been sort of a little bit neglectful of the updates of this game. Just slowed down really because I've been focusing on other things. So I didn't do an update video, which means well, basically this is going to have to be a little bit of the update video at the same time, as well as being a new series. Yeah, this has been an interesting intro so far. Anyway, I think it's a good idea, however, to not go for the Trapper's Knife. I feel like going for the farmer's hoe, wooden sword, and herbalist staff is a much greater idea, or much better idea later on, or early on even, because we don't have access to the saw. At least I don't believe so. Maybe they added it in, and they've just not told anyone. I don't know. But yes, we don't have the ability to create a farmer's hoe or a wooden sword or a herbalist staff, I believe. I don't know what you really need to make a herbalist staff, but it's made of wood, and they've probably put some leaves on it. So I don't know. It's ancient medicine. Look, just rub this on your back and you'll be fine. Whereas the Trapper's Knife, expensive and kind of useful, but it doesn't really progress any further than that. Whereas the farmer's hoe can progress from a farmer to another tool, crook. There we go, for the animal herder guy, pastor guy. For some reason, I can't remember the name. And obviously, the wooden sword, very helpful for defending our town, seeing as this is a more combat-orientated update. We are going to want to defend ourselves early on. So I'm going to go for these items. Also, I want to see how the herbalist stuff works. I think this is good. I like this. As for the starting stats right here, I kind of want to get rid of any ones. Like, these two are just terrible. Let's just re-roll this a little bit more. That's even worse. This one is still not acceptable. That one's even worse. That one's also terrible. This one, I mean, you are just the town idiot. But everyone else, I feel like, is okay. They're not the end of the world, I suppose. Some of them have sort of decent, you know what, that low spirit, low health right there. I mean, you two are okay. combat-wise. You're very good when it comes to your combat efficiency. A 4 and a 5 right there is not something to take lightly, as well as that 3 and a 4. We shall accept this roster. I think it's not too bad. So maybe. I'm not too sure. Let's embark on the land of... What are we going to call this place? I feel like going for a more Nordic design. We haven't really done that yet. Or at least maybe I have, and I can't remember. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to try sort of a Nordic design. I'm not sure where to really go with it. This seems... Ooh. I thought I had a bug then. It's just every time you go over a tile, the same sort of pinging noise over... Well, it goes over itself, firstly. It's a little bit weird. Let's re-roll this map. There's too many hills. Of course, if it's a Nordic map... Oh... Now this is pretty cool. At the same time, start that again. At the same time, though, I'm not too sure how enemy interaction really works in this respect. It's cool, though. It's really cool. But I'm sort of worried that they're going to spawn rather close by to us, which I don't really like at all. We could, like, try and make a tunnel going through to this bit. That might look pretty cool. Although I want to start off near the water. You know what? As cool as this looks... I thought I saw a face in it then, like a little smile and the two eyes. As cool as this looks, you know, I don't think it's reliable. There might be no food in there. This one's pretty cool. I do like this. Is that a hill going across there? It looks like it. So maybe right here is a good spot. It means we can make a bridge across this. That might look really cool. And just have it be a nice attachment. As well as it being sort of a very large pool of water that opens up into a lake right here. Which is rather nice. And we're right next to the hill as well. And plenty of trees to go around. So I think right around here is a good spot. Yeah, let's go for this. I like that. Let's settle here. Hopefully we don't find any of these weird rabbit creatures. I mean, this has been an image for a while now, but we've never seen the elusive rabbit creature who seems to be holding like a thorn bush. Whoa. Or at least the sort of stem of a thorn bush. We want to be careful right now because this guy's probably the bee's knees. And I'm not, you know, taking the pee or anything like that. Let us see how this is. Much smaller than I was actually anticipating. But, as you can see, this does go up by a little bit more. So there's a nice little enclosure here, which is rather interesting. As well as having a sort of nice hilltop with a varying degree of lovely looking trees right here. I'm still wondering what we should really call our area right here. I mean, we can have like a nice bridge along here. It's not bad. This does encourage us to make a lot less walls, though, which I think is okay. Because I do focus a little bit too much on the old walls. So maybe now I could just make it like a nice little town and do maybe some walls later on. I guess I really do need them, though, to defend ourselves against the enemies. But I probably should try a little less than what I usually do. I do focus a little bit too much on them. And by the time I finish the walls, the series is pretty much done with. I do apologize. I've been sort of talking for like the last 10 minutes straight or something like that. I've not really started off anywhere. Anyway... There's a large boulder right here, and there's loads of berry trees. This is a very good start food-wise. Lots over here as well. This is just fantastic. I do quite like this. So yeah, nice little bridge along here. We might want to do something here, though. Obviously, that we're going to have some sort of bridge gatehouse wall thing. Not bridge gatehouse wall thing. I mean, some sort of exterior defense, which, you know, is going to defend us from this direction. But, of course, you know, having a bridge here seems kind of pointless when we've got this bit. But we could just keep it as tree. Just have it sort of be like a natural barrier, as it were. Even though it's not really going to do much, that much. It's not going to do too much to defend us. It's just going to look nice. So we have like a nice little bridge here and then just some buildings. Anyway, I am talking a bit too much right now. Let's make our encampment probably right here where all these trees are. And we will call our town... If we're Nordic and there's lots of enemies... Then I feel like we should call it like North something. Like North... Point? North Point. Welcome to North Point. It sounds really weird. North Point. Well, no, I quite like it. Because we're at the north. The far north. Okay, beyond the wall, as it were. Trying to defend and trying to settle in an area so inhospitable. I think it's inhospitable. That for some reason the grass is actually quite green and there's no snow. But that's just an illusion. For the reality of the situation is that the enemies use the power of the snow and, you know, do some evil stuff with that. And now that's why the snow's all gone. Let's pause the game. You can get clay, for those that are wondering. Like, Innkeeper, no, wait. What if you can't get clay in order to enhance this civilization? Don't worry, you can. I think. I did test it, to be honest with you, just before I started, because I was like, maybe there's going to be a dead end to this. The AI has had a few adjustments here and there. It now tells you how many citizens you have. And there's also a group screen right here. Now, there is a town militia. Everyone is currently not in the militia, but basically there's safe points, and you can, or safe spaces if you want. And when you enact, when you basically, you know, scary things are happening. Everyone that's not in the militia is going to run to a safe location, stay there, preferably inside. Oh, wow, it actually gives you your combat parties when you do this. This is great. They got their own little flags as well. I didn't notice this. And then town alert mode as well as loot, which is pretty nice. Anyway, got distracted there. And anyone that's the militia is just going to sort of hang around in town, I believe, and see if they can find anything to kill, which should be quite interesting to see. Anyway, let's take the attack mode off. Before we start, let's make sure we actually get ourselves a location to store all of this wood, preferably a 20 by 20 block space right here is what we usually do, followed by a fairly large food area. We want to keep everything around about here so we can just get rid of it all at once and start to move around at that point. We'll start to move the entire stockpile here, and then we can like do some building around this area. I want to see if we can make some sort of Nordic house or some sort of design today. I do apologize once again for Dust Town coming to an end, but it is the nature of the series of, well, the nature of the Let's Plays that we do here is Stonehearth. It's, you know, you just don't know when the game is going to stop, really. I don't think we need this extra spot. Oh, no, we do. We basically need sort of a random spot. If we just throw it right here and get rid of anything that's not wood or food. Do you want to keep stone here? That's a good point. Clay. I think we can probably store clay somewhere else and stone as well. So if we get rid of all these, then I think we'll be fine. As for like clay in that lot, we could probably put it around about... I keep saying preferably. Nearby, where we're going to be sort of doing a little bit of mining. This should be quite cool. Little mining area right there, but whoa, is anyone else seeing that? There's like white bits of chipping going on the rock face right there. That's really weird. That's obviously not supposed to happen. But even when you get close to it, this little corner right here does it every now and again. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. We probably want to do a little bit of mining over here. Maybe build a wall up so we can get to our proper mine. Yeah, I like the idea of that. So we'll probably put it around about here. There we are. Get rid of this. Put them there for the time being, and then we'll be able to do a little bit more moving around at a later date. Right, now time for the grand harvest. We're going to get rid of all of these trees because we need a lot of wood. We're going to need a lot of wood. As well as just sort of random bits of land around us. We only have 7 citizens right here, so it's probably going to take them a little while. We do need to get ourselves some food as well. So let's just harvest just these berry trees. We'll focus on these ones later on. Let's have it some sort of circuit. So this half we get harvested, and then wait maybe a day or two, and then we harvest this lot, and then it will be sort of a nice interchangeable amount, and hopefully it won't die off. Hopefully. There we are. So here are our items right here. We've all started off with a decent amount. Why are you holding them all? I think those chopping animations, all those sounds are different. At least maybe the tree falling down sounds different. Well, being destroyed. Completely obliterated is probably the right word there. Sorry about that. Just checking the recording quality. I was doing some... Well, the last recording that I did was with Stonehearth. And Merv, like, mucked around with the soundboard and caused the audio to go into stereo, I believe. Basically, you can only hear it from the left. Well, I think it was the left ear or the right ear. It doesn't matter. From one of them, I think the left ear. But yeah, it was a little bit annoying because I had to do like a lot of mucking around in Audacity in order to get it to work correctly. Thankfully, I did manage to get it to work at reasonable quality, basically the standard that I've usually set. Not that I've usually set, the standard that I've set with the channel when it comes to audio quality, which isn't that high, but it's high enough, I think. It's definitely for a low-end YouTuber, I would say. So yeah, I'm not doing too badly, I hope. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me. That's sort of the side right there, and try my hardest. I try my hardest. There we go. Just trying to speak properly at the moment. I did just come back from work, and it is rather late, doing the late shift. Hello! Thank you very much, Elder. Right. So we probably want to set our classes. So let's see. Stat-wise, I don't really mind the farmer just sort of being maybe someone... your stats are so bad, I'd rather just keep you as a worker. Your spirit's quite low, your body's quite low, but your mind is high. I'd rather if farmer's going to be outside quite a lot, something like this is preferred to be someone of creation. So I think I'd rather make you, or at least assign you to be the potter. So there we go. As for our farmer, your stats are pretty good. So I'm going to make you the farmer. There we are. Now we just need someone that's good in body and spirit in order to be our new soldier. Let's see. Yes. I think you... Yeah, you're going to be the best soldier. Well, you are the best soldier that we have at the moment. And then our new herbalist, who will be... Your stats are pretty good. Of course, the herbalist doesn't actually upgrade into anything, so it's 633. I don't know. I think you should be... Your stats are very similar. You should be our herbalist, because I'm not too sure what the herbalist actually is best at. But maybe their mind is going to help them out there. You know, they got a PhD in leafology. I like that. It's pretty good. I like a lot of things, apparently. Wow, this feels a lot more open. It's great. So we're going to get rid of some of those trees. We're probably going to use more decoration when it comes to trees later on. We want to actually harvest this. Once we start growing our own trees, we can just have them sort of nicely plotted around. Although I would prefer to make these sort of pine trees right here, because they do look a lot nicer and fit the Nordic design. I'm just worried that... Oh, no, okay. I was going to say I was worried that they only spawn or can only be generated on stone. I mean, we could work around that, I believe. Just place our own stone down. I think you can do that. But that's what I'm saying, you know, basing it off assumption. So, nearly at the end of the day right here. What's our food situation at? I don't think they're harvesting any food right now. Yeah, they're really not. We need to move them over to grab these other pieces of food right here. If they're going to do so. It looks like right now that they're focusing mostly on just picking up all this wood, which isn't great. I wonder if I can get them to stop hauling goods. Let's see, if we get you free to stop hauling goods and just sort of do your jobs. There we go. That means there's going to be some food on the ground, which means even though it's not stored, they should run up to it and eat it if they're hungry. I am glad we have a soldier already. Just ready and waiting to defeat the enemies. Ooh, move to location. Oh, wow, I can instruct you now. Attack target. How specific is the attack target? Oh, yeah, I can hover over people. It's a little bit awkward. This is a defend location. So you're going to defend. It's a nice little icon right there to make it easier. And then just X, which is just cancel. That is really good. I like that. Party manager. Oh, it's like what party you're in. So if I click that, click the party, and then click this, that's what party you're in. Great. Okay, that's good. Making life easier. And you're all over there just chilling out, which means I should probably turn you, or at least change you back into hauling goods around. Now, do I want a town militia? I think it's a good idea. And we know two of our people are fairly strong, like these two. So they should be our militia, as well as our soldiers are already part of the militia. Well, no, because the militia is sort of the step before soldier, essentially. You know, when it comes to enrollment status. So yeah, anyway. This looks really trippy to me. I don't know why. Oh, very odd. Alrighty then. So blank slate. We do need to remove these bits of bushes, these random leaves now here and there, just because I think they're taking up a bit too much space. More than I would care to enjoy, to be honest with you. So where do we make... I mean, we need to make a town hall, really, don't we? Like a feasting hall. I think that would be a good idea. As Vikings, I think it's a good idea. I mean, essentially sort of Nordic. You know, Nord folk. It's a good idea to have some sort of grand feasting hall. How would I work on that, though? What's a great aesthetic for a feasting hall? I don't really know. I guess we'll pause the game and find out. We want to get the road sorted out. And I think the feasting hall should be somewhere around here. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. If we get rid of this single leaf, right here. Wild silkweed. Just get rid of that. I shouldn't really destroy it. I should gather it, then destroy it. But I'm feeling inefficient right now, as I usually am. Why are you sleeping? We could get attacked at any moment. I've not seen the enemies that are in this new update. Like I said in the beginning, I haven't done too much research. So it's all new to me. Hello. Wow. Our net value is terrible right now. Which surprises me, to be honest. We have quite a lot of wood. I thought it would have increased our value to a decent amount, but I guess not. I should really get our farm going. Let's see. Our food's right here. So if we just do like a big farm. Wow, we actually make cactus flour. I think carrots, yeah. That's a good cold vegetable. I like that. Here we go. Alrighty then. So, more building, essentially. Let's pause the game. I think they added a new sort of building, like, roof type. Or something like that. Yeah, here we go. The castle roof type. So, that's going to be quite interesting to see. Why is there... Oh, yeah, because the clay roof is flat. It's like an overhang. Oh, yeah, would the overhang work with this? Right, let's make a, like, a building. I want to see what this looks like. So, we got this... We got a base. We got a castle roof. Ooh, okay. Seems a bit odd. We don't want to overhang. We just want the slope. How does this work? Doesn't really make a difference. And then we got a nice little overhang right here, which seems incredibly awkward. Oh, game is saving. Let's probably save, actually, before we have a few problems. New save. There is an autosave, that's good. Just want to make sure there is a proper set save. Just to make life a little bit easier. So there we go, there's the new roof type. That's going to make our life a lot easier for making those walls, since we don't need to really muck around with them too much. I don't think so anyway. If we like plop this in, and then go to our normal blocks. Yeah, we can basically edit around it as much as we want to. That's good. We finish and just remove that. Oh, they're separate. No, don't build them. This makes it a little bit more awkward now. They are separated. There's probably a way to get them to connect, but for now, that's not really the case. So yes, Grand Feasting Hall. Well, usually, it's like an arch building. You know, there's not too much going on with it. That's too interesting. But I want to make it kind of interesting. Although I don't want to go accidentally into sort of the elven route when it comes to roofing designs. They can get fairly similar if you're not careful. So let's try this. Let's see what we're going to do right here. The roof is going to be, I think, the most important part. So we want to make that something that is fully customized, let's say. The rest of the building, I don't think we do need to really fully customize that. Yes. Hopefully I am making some level of sense. Anyway, the flooring should be quite dark, I think. Like a proper pine dark kind of wood like this. I think there's a slight brown to it. Brown darkish tint. There we are. The name of my new album as well. Brown darkish tint. Right. 12 by 26 for the first layer. I think that goes out by too much. We probably want to like cut that up by about... 4, so 22 across, I believe. 20... Or 8 across, really. Yeah, 8. I like that. So 8. And then it opens up by about 3 blocks on either side. And this is the main structure. Very, very large, as I've said. 4 across. That one's 3 across. Yeah, we can open up by about 1 more. There we go. We want to do the exact same thing on the other side, really. So from here, 26 by 8. 26 by 8. There we go. So this is sort of the main structure that we have right here. I do want the middle to be a little bit taller as well. Actually, do I? There needs to be a level of distinction there. Maybe.